Welcome to No Apologies on Beck. I am your host, Lori Hins, and I'm very much looking forward to this evening. Got some really nice surprises for you, one of which is at the end of the program today. We will debut our very first feature called Made Local North Dakota, so stick around for that. First, though, we are going to talk to someone remotely. With us is Clay Clark tonight. Thanks, Clay, for joining us on No Apologies.
Hey, thank you for allowing me to be here. And I hope I can drop some knowledge bombs that'll wake people up to what is going on with the Great Reset.
Well, how about let's talk domestic stuff right off the bat. And what's going on right now is Bidenflation. The gas prices are out of control. I've been reading, experts predict that gas prices could reach an average of $5 a gallon this month and $6 a gallon by Labor Day. It's insane.
Well, Yuval Noah Harari is the top advisor for Klaus Schwab. Okay, and I want people to understand this. Okay, but Joe Biden was praised on stage by Klaus Schwab for being one of the hardest working members of the World Economic Forum in 2016. Okay, and the World Economic Forum was founded by Klaus Schwab, and Klaus Schwab has a lead advisor by the name of Yuval Noah Harari. And he sat down and said this during a recent interview. Listen to this. This is Yuval Noah Harari discussing money.
Nature of money is going to change quite dramatically. The old systems of trust and of ownership will have to adapt radically. Maybe the financial system will become so complicated as AI takes over more and more of the action that it will be just too complicated for the human mind. So how does it?
So if you listen to the World Economic Forum, the event that they hosted, they're actually trying to do away with money. So I want to make sure you understand how they're going to do it. The idea, and if everybody goes to, if anyone goes to Google right now and you type in St. Louis Fed Reserve currency in circulation, St. Louis Fed Reserve currency in circulation, you can track.
Do you mean going on DuckDuckGo? Or you mean DuckDuckGo? No, I do not do Google. I do DuckDuckGo.
We can do DuckDuckGo. You can do Google. You can do Brave. Any engine you want to use, and I encourage everyone to use DuckDuckGo when possible. But no matter what engine you use, I want people to understand this. You're going to see that this is an intentional destruction of the United States in three very intentional ways. One, they wanted to destroy our ability to provide our own gas. Gas is the engine that powers our fossil fuels, or what powers America. So Biden is what? He's terminated leases. He's ended leases. He's made sure we can't procure the fossil fuels out of the earth that we need. Two, he's destroyed the dollar. So you can't afford the precious minerals, resources, and food that you need to feed your family. And third, he's weakened our military to the point where we are at serious risk of foreign invasion. And this is just maybe the top three best of the worst things he's done so far.
Well, the devastating executive orders started the whole thing. I couldn't even believe how many executive orders he did right off the bat. And literally, we went through them on this program one by one. And it was one of those dismantling things where he truly went piece by piece, and anything that Trump had done, and just whether it was good or not for the country, he just did away with all that stuff. And those leases were all part of it.
Well, you know, one thing that I think that it's hard for people that are good people to understand. I put you in the category of good people. It's hard to understand that truly evil people actually exist and wake up every day with a burning desire to do evil things. But I want people to understand Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum, okay? And they're implementing what's called the Great Reset. Klaus Schwab actually wrote a book about it called COVID-19, The Great Reset. And he praised Joe Biden. Listen to this. He praised Joe Biden. I mean, it's an outward praising.
United States.
Here we go. And he praises
the United States. I'm so pleased to see you back here in Davos, because I remember before you assumed your position as Vice President of the United States, you came here as a senator, you came here as the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee of the Senate. And I have to say, in my memory, you were one of the most engaged and hardest working participants here at the annual meeting.
So the World Economic Forum, this is what they want to do. They want to remove all personal property ownership. They want to end all national sovereignty. They want to move us into one world government. And Klaus Schwab just said that the hardest working member of the World Economic Forum is Joe Biden. So Joe Biden is not only an incompetent person when it comes to public speaking, he is implementing a nefarious plan that he knowingly signed up for when his brain still worked.
Now, didn't we not see that they were going to do this big vote? Now, did that get pulled back? You know what I'm talking about? There was going to be a World Economic Forum thing, and all of a sudden, I have not heard much more about that.
I'm going to speak to you very succinctly about this. Okay, there's a guy by the name of Dr. Michael Ryan. Okay, on June 1st, the World Health Organization hosted a press conference answering questions about monkeypox, and this is what Dr. Michael Ryan had to say about monkeypox. Listen to this.
This is not about stealing sovereignty from countries. This is about countries coming together to solve problems together. We've seen the climate change, we see with pandemics. There is no national solution to these. We need strong national systems and we need strong national commitments on climate change. We need strong national commitments.
So that was June 1st. On June 3rd, the World Health Organization met again. And when they met again, they came to the conclusion that they need to have the authority to deploy assets, like actual humans on foreign soil, to stop the spread of a worldwide virus. So they need all of the member states, everybody who's part of their organization, to agree that they are willing to, if needed, and they are needed to, according to them, to deploy assets onto the United States soil to stop the spread of monkeypox. He goes on to say this. Listen to this. He says this about monkeypox. This is Dr. Michael Ryan of the World Health Organization here.
Respond effectively in the next pandemic. That requires a degree of international agreement on how we will behave before and during the next pandemic.
Yeah.
And there is no question of any loss of sovereignty or any play by global powers to take over the world. This is not what this is about. This is about finding the necessary level of agreement to protect all of our communities in the future. There is going to be a research and development blueprint meeting.
Okay, and they had the research and development blueprint meeting, and in that meeting, they decided that as of June 3rd, the whole world needs to be able to deploy assets onto foreign territory if needed to stop the spread of a virus. So it's full speed ahead with their World Economic Forum, World Health Organization agenda, and we need lieutenant governors, and attorney generals to fight back. It's that serious, though. I mean, we are in our. I would say we have a cruise ship called America that's out to sea, and we have enough fuel to make it back right now if we turn around right now. But if we don't, we're going to find ourselves out there, out to sea, without a way of getting back. We are at a very, very a challenging time in American history, and that's why General Flynn, Eric Trump, Don Trump Jr., Mike Lindell, that's why we all get together and do these Reawaken America tour events. Mm-hmm. It's not to have a blasty blast, although we do have fun. It's not to encourage each other, although it is encouraging. We do it because the average American person doesn't even know this is happening. And if it weren't for great programs like yours, people would just not know it's happening because it's being censored off of Google, off of YouTube, and off of mainstream media and off of social media.
Welcome back to No Apologies on Beck. I'm Lori Hinz, your host, and with me, remoting in, Clay Clark, the Clay Clark from the Reawaken America Tour. Thank you for being on the show today. We've got so much to talk about. The economy's in tatters. Biden's destroyed everything. The Great Reset is going on. Klaus Schwab, all of it. But here at the same time, our country is dealing with this constant mass shooting issue, and the press is, of course, willing in many ways, always, to push the narrative of whatever that may be. Right now, it's let's grab your guns.
Well, what's happening right now is a controlled, intentional demolition of American sovereignty. And so it's being attacked on, one could argue maybe 5 fronts, 10 fronts, but I'm just going to focus on 3. Is in order to take away our First Amendment rights to peaceably gather, they need to take away our Second Amendment rights to protect ourselves. Right. So what's happening is you're seeing an increase in gun violence. Now, what I'm saying, there's an increase in gun violence. Now, notice I'm just going to focus on one particular shooting recently. In Texas, a young man has a brand new truck and brand new weapons. Somehow he gets a brand new truck, brand new weapons, and he shoots people. Right. And so what's happening is you're seeing these gunmen, these shooters, they show up, they shoot somebody. The media runs with it. the Congress and the Senate, and they come out and attack the people that have the guns. They deny the research and the statistics that shows that irrefutably in cities with the strongest gun control, they have the most violence. They ignore that. So they're trying to get the guns away from the people. They're also simultaneously trying to destroy America's ability to feed itself in terms of the cost of groceries, the cost of driving to the grocery store, the cost of just being able to provide for yourself through intentional inflation, the intentional mass destruction of the dollar. It would be analogous to setting the fields of farmers on fire. It's an intentional demolition of America. The third is they're trying to destroy the moral fabric that connects our world together, the Judeo-Christian principles, our love of Jesus Christ. They're trying to destroy all that at the fundamental level, at the very home level, at the level of kindergarten and first grade, second grade, by forcing transgenderism and Marxism and the LGBTQ in the critical race theory into the minds of America's young people. So when the kids come home from school, they're divided from their family. When the kids come home from school, they're advocating to their parents that capitalism isn't working, that we need to go to some other form of government. And they're seeing the destruction of all things that we grew up seeing that were great about America. And so they're trying to shift the pendulum so where people are going to give up. They want people to give up on the America that we grew up with, the land of the free and the home of the brave, and move America into a place of the land of the heavily controlled and the home of the weak. And that is what's happening. And that is the Biden agenda. You also would call that the Great Reset. And again, the book is called COVID-19, The Great Reset. I did not write this book. It's called COVID-19, The Great Reset. It was written by Klaus Schwab, the head of the World Economic Forum. And I want to make sure people know these three facts here quickly. In 1971, America got off the gold standard per the recommendation of Henry Kissinger. Henry Kissinger told Richard Nixon to get us off the gold standard in 1971. In 1971, Henry Kissinger told Klaus Schwab to start the World Economic Forum in 1971. And in 1971, there was a comic book character called Darkseid, or Darkseid, D-A-R-K-S-E-I-D. And Darkseid is a character that runs around trying to eliminate free will by putting RNA modifying nanotechnology inside humans. And that character was created in 1971. Look it up, folks, Darkseid. And guess what the name of the song was that was released by Elon Musk's girlfriend right before the pandemic began, on the same month of the pandemic? It's called Darkseid, spelled the same way, featuring an artist by the name of Pan. And the song is recorded entirely in Chinese. And the lyrics, when translated to English, are all about eliminating free will by putting RNA modifying nanotechnology inside every single human. It is all part of the Great Reset, launched in 1971, a plan to end free will as we know it and to move us into a one world government. That is what all of this is about.
Clay, what can we do? We've got 2.5 minutes to to fix this. What can we do?
Well, there's three calls to action, okay? One, you want to think right now, what are you willing to give up to save this nation? So I'm willing to give up everything, including my life, but I encourage people to think about that, okay? I've got 5 kids. I'm willing to fight for them. I know you are too. Second, make a list tonight. Just say, what is your center of influence? Who can you reach out to? Who could you share this show to? Who could you get in contact with? What attorney general, what governor, what lieutenant governor, what congressman, what senator? Is there anybody that you know? What mayor could you connect with? And the third is I encourage everybody to go to time2freeamerica.com, time2freeamerica.com tonight, and click on the monkey face button, aka the monkeypox button, because the Nuclear Threat Initiative was an organization founded by Ted Turner, funded by Bill Gates, that prophesied, and check this out, in May of 2022, there would be a monkeypox outbreak crescendoing on June 6th of 2022. And guess what's happening? We're having a monkeypox outbreak. This is all part of Plandemic Part 2, and this is designed to be the final nail in the coffin. So do not comply or America will die, and get out to one of our Reawaken America Tour events. We have 2 final confirmed events. We have the Reawaken America Tour coming up in Virginia in July, August in Rochester. It's time2freeamerica.com. You can join General Flynn, Eric Trump, Don Trump Jr., Dr. Tenpenny, Dr. Zelenko, Jim Brewer. They're all going to be there, Mike Lindell. And you can name your price. You can pay whatever price you want to pay. I don't take a dime of income or salary from these events. Find all the information you need to find right there at time2freeamerica.com. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight.
Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. You're exactly right about the breakdown of the family. You're exactly right about the fact that the gas prices are going to make it so that, we cannot move and we cannot eat. I really appreciate you, explaining it all to our audience. Clay, thanks for being on the program tonight.
Thank you. Have a blessed evening, okay?